Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? Before I get into this terrific fight that we just had, I got to bring up HBO. HBO, man, these cats are something else, man. Really, these cats are something else. And seriously, this is the reason why I don't watch, the fight game, a show that could have, that has a great concept and could have really been a great show. But the fact that you let one of the most biased people in the whole sport of HBO host the show, it just messes the whole concept of the show. It messes it all up, So that's why I don't watch stuff like that. And what I'm referring to when it comes to this fight right now is now before we even get to hear who won the fight, now we got to hear Michael Buffer and HBO's personal agenda of what they want to see next. And the winner looks like there's going to be a rubber match. I mean, look, man, the thing is, regardless if we want to see a rubber match or not, it's not in HBO or Michael Buffer's place to play that position. Okay? If I want to know who Alvarado is going to fight next, let me hear Bob Arum talk, not HBO. They want to dictate everything. They want to decide who's going to lose to who's going to win, who's going to win what fight, and who's going to fight who. And this is the reason why HBO is on a down slope right now. They're going downhill. Okay? They're losing all of their best fighters, and this is the reason why. This is part of the reason why. Okay? But anyway, let's get it back into this fight. Mike Alvarado, he did a great job. Congratulations and shouts out to him. He did what he was supposed to do in the first fight. We already knew that Brandon Rios was very, very limited, very one-dimensional, but he did have a great chin durability, and he's very strong. All right? But we already know that he's not on the level of an elite fighter. And all you have to do is give him different looks, and he will look confused and frustrated. And that's exactly how this fight played out. Brandon Rios cannot adjust, and Mike Alvarado maybe not be, Mike Alvarado is not the best boxer in the world. I mean, he ain't no Shane Mosley or no Sergio Martinez or Floyd Mayweather, obviously, but it didn't really take that type of elite boxing to outbox somebody like Brandon Rios. All it takes is just you being able to adjust a little bit, okay? The thing with Brandon Rios is, Brandon Rios, if you guys, for the cats that's around my age, you can relate to this. You guys remember back in the day video games like Shinobi, Ultra Beast, and side-scrolling games where you have to go through stages, and then by the time you get to stage 3, you fight the stage boss, right? And you guys remember when you were just going through stage 1 and stage 2, the enemies were weak, and all you had to do is just press kick, punch, jump, kick, punch, and then you just knock them all down with one punch, right? But once you got to the stage boss, you could no longer just hit, punch, and kick. Because now, or you can no longer throw ninja stars like in Shinobi, now you actually had to find that boss's weak spot, right? And it wasn't as easy as it was before, okay? So you had to adjust. You had to adapt, and you had to use strategic thinking, right? And someone like Brandon Rios, he doesn't know how to fight the stage boss, but he's very good at fighting the weak enemies, in stage 1, stage 2, leading up to the stage boss. Now, don't get me wrong, Brandon Rios, he can beat a couple of stage bosses at a novice level, but he will not beat stage bosses on an elite level, all right? And that was proven. Soon as Mike Alvarado gave Brandon Rios different looks, Brandon Rios, he looked confused. He looked like Corrales confused following Floyd Mayweather. That's pretty much what it looked like. Very, frustrated is what Brandon Rios was. Don't get me wrong. Brandon Rios is an exciting fighter, and that's what his fans will tell you. Oh, well, at least he's exciting. Yeah, he's exciting. But guess what, though? If you keep losing, eventually you're not going to be on HBO anymore. You're going to be back on ESPN. You're going to be, on the smaller networks, or you're going to just always be, brought in to lose, right? Eventually. Brandon Rios is a 15 minutes fame type fighter. Ricardo Mayorga, Antonio Margarito. You know, he gets one big win, he becomes popular, and people think he's the next big thing. And then all of a sudden, you know, he gets beat up and then knocked out, and now he's just, you know, fighting for checks, right? That's how I see Brandon Rios, you know. So, you know, the whole thing is I want to see Alvarado now fight against someone else. Like I said before, the whole thing is I don't mind seeing a rubber match, but let's see. We already know how Alvarado looks against Brandon Rios. Let's see how he looks against elite fighters. Let's see how he looks against Bradley, Marquez, Pacquiao, etc., etc. Okay? Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is you can have a rematch, but fight different people first. Kind of like when Barrera fought against Marquez 3 times. They fought different opponents in between, you know, their meetings that they continue to have. Right? And the same thing should be here. I don't want to see a rubber match right away. I want to see something new. Let's see something new. Mike Alvarado is going to beat that boy a 3rd time, I can tell you. The only chance Brandon Rios has against Alvarado is to land one lucky punch. He doesn't know how to adjust, and he would not win that fight. Okay? So, once again, you know, congratulations to Alvarado. He showed heart. He showed, you know, a good boxing exhibition, and I can't wait to see what's next. Like I said, I don't want to see a rubber match right away. Let's see something new. All right? So that's pretty much all I have to say on this one, and I'm on to the next one, guys.